Namaste. Hello everyone. I'm Robert Halley, performing artist, certified yoga teacher, health and life coach. But more importantly, it is my honor to be here and of service as your friend and guide as we experience life together. Greetings on this gift of day. We made it to March, Sunday, March 1st, 2020. There's quite a few things happening on this day. For the UK, the United States, and Australia, it's National Women's History Month. This month began as a single week and as a local event. In 1978, in Sonoma County, California, sponsored a Women's History Week to promote the teachings of women's history. I'll share more about that next week. Today, there's the religious holiday for Allah, which is for the Baha'i faith. It's a 19-day fast that begins till March 19th. Wow. It is also some cultural days. For Bulgaria, it's Martinitsa. Bulgarians celebrate spring by exchanging red and white yarn designs to symbolize health. They wear the yarn designs on their clothing until they see a stork or a blossoming tree. They then either put the martinitsa on the tree branch to bring on the spring, or hide it under a rock to represent the wish that the evil spirits in nature and humankind, that those will go to sleep. Wales celebrates St. David's Day. He's the patron saint of Wales and died on this day. Switzerland celebrates Shalanda Marz. Children go from door to door singing and receiving sweets in return. And also Happy Independence Day to Bosnia. Welcome to Soulful Sunday. It's an opportunity to gain insights through self-reflection on any aspect of your life and what it is to be human. There's a few steps and stages. We will begin with a pause, which is an opportunity for you to meet yourself here and now. Every day, every moment's different. It's all good. Please come as you are and take off the hats of all the tasks you play in life. Forget about the to-do list. Find comfort in your body. If you want to do any intuitive movement to start, and then settle yourself. Feel the weight of your body because you exist and you got another day. Feet evenly flat on the floor, straight spine, wide chest. Gently lower your chin, relaxing jaw, eyes, and forehead. Awareness on the tip of your nose. See and sense the air passing through your nostrils down to the bottom of your lungs, slowing down the breath for 5 mindful breaths. Here we go. Together we inhale deeply and exhale completely through your mouth. Let out a sigh. The next step is to be with whatever came up for you, any physical sensations, any memories, any hopes, any desires, any insights. Be with that. You have an opportunity now to get some symbolism or next steps reflection. So we're using Points of View. It's a company that has created the coaching game, 14-year-old company that mixes photography, mindfulness, and life coaching. used by coaches all around the world, teachers, therapists, counselors. It can be light for the household and also a profound tool. So again, I invite you to frame anything you want, what you want to dedicate this practice to. So picking a theme, a subject, a concern, anything at all. And when we look at the card, we will activate our right brain by looking at the art, the colors, the textures, considering a vast, expanded point of view instead of narrow, one-pointed thinking that sometimes we get into a habit of. It will be a perfect experience. Here we go. Here is the card. Notice what you see, the colors, the textures, what is obvious to you. What do you know for sure about what you're looking at? And what is not so obvious? How does it make you feel looking at this? And most importantly, do you see a connection with what you're seeing with your chosen framed subject, or just where you're at today in your life? I'm stepping in to tell you what I see as an example. I see a black and white photo with lots of things coming together. Lots of bric-a-brac. I love that word. I see lots of bric-a-brac and odds and ends coming together. Things that were once existing on their own, and now they are together. I see a cute little nose. This looks like a doll that had hair like pulled or cut out. I see freckles, but I'm seeing wires now as pigtails. I'm seeing other metal objects as eyes, lots of blurred things in the background. Wow, this makes me feel creative, transformative, someone that doesn't give up and that's curious about details and creating and manifesting. There is a bit of mutedness because the image of this female, there's something over the mouth. So maybe it's a whole other world of communicating or existing that's not known as the human world. So lots of interesting things to see. Possibilities of taking something that's garbage and whoosh, something else coming of it. Wow. So that's the image. And again, there's no right or wrong. This is just a way in to think differently. There is a buzzword with these cards, and today's buzzword is innovation. So without even thinking of the card, how does the word innovation hit you today? When you hear that word, do you think of another word or a memory? Innovation. You could even close your eyes. Innovation. No right or wrong. Did you connect more with the word innovation? Does that make more sense for you and your framed subject or yourself today? Or did you connect more with this image and what that's evoking in you? Innovation, the image. Because it's Soulful Sunday, I'm going to pick another card and then I'll read you a story. And then we'll see the connection between the cards. Alrighty, here goes. breathing and being, reflecting and trusting. Again, trusting it will be a perfect unravelment. Here's our card. What do you see? Notice the colors, the textures, the shapes. What is obvious to you? What's not obvious? Is there anything very significant about this card in your life? Most importantly, how does it make you feel looking at this? And is there a connection with this card and your life, your subject that you selected? Stepping in. I see a one-way sign on a pole with a blue sky and bugs. They could be ants. Sorry, they could be bumblebees or wasps or some insect, but they are all over this pole, not necessarily the sign. So this is very interesting because there's a very strong arrow saying one way, but then there's hundreds of insects, flying insects that are not going one way. They're going where they want to go. So they are confronting this dominant, forceful sign. In protest, maybe they're going to eventually have it fall off. Very fascinating. Wow. Interesting, because this card already has the word one way, but let's see what word there is as well. Interesting. The word is forceful. So without thinking about the cards or the pictures, how does the word forceful hit you today? How does it hit your heart space, your head space? You may close your eyes. I'll say it a few more times. What do you think about when I say forceful? Forceful. Forceful. Remember, it's the other word that may come up, a memory, a call to action. So how does forceful make you feel, and what does it make you think about? Do you connect more with the picture of this, one way with the flying bees, or do you connect more with the word forceful? Does that have a connection with your life? So we have these two cards. We have innovation and we have forceful. I'm going to read you a story. One of my favorite things about the coaching game is it comes with a book. And this book is quite remarkable. It's an amazing resource. The cards have numbers on them. So that's 130. Every card has a short story, some quotes, and some life coaching questions. I feel like being inspired, and innovation sounds like a wonderful story to read to you, so I will do that. Benno Muller-Hill, a professor of genetics at Cologne University, tells of an incident he recalls from his days at school, when one morning his physics teacher set up a telescope in the schoolyard so that the students could observe a particular planet and its moons. Muller-Hill recalls being the last in line of 40 children waiting to peer through the telescope. The first student approached the device and looked through the eyepiece, but when asked by the teacher if he could see anything, the student replied in the negative, noting that he was short-sighted. Following an explanation from the teacher on how to focus the lens, the student finally proclaimed that he could see the planet and its moons. One after the other, the students walked up to the telescope, peered through the eyepiece, and saw what they were supposed to see. That is, until the second from last student, who looked through and promptly declared he could not see anything at all. "You fool," shouted the teacher. "You have to adjust the lens." The student tried again, but to no available. "I still see nothing. It's all black," he said. At that point, the now infuriated teacher got up, went over to the telescope himself. Peering briefly through the eyepiece, he then looked up with bemused expression on his face. The lens cap was still affixed to the end of the telescope. None of his students had seen anything at all. Oh my. So that's our story on innovation. I need to skim through this again. Okay, interesting. Wow, so the lens cap was always on, and all 30 students, they were just saying they saw things because of the first student. I guess they were not very present, and they were just like, let's get over with this. Until the last person actually said, "I see nothing, it's all black." And someone dared to be different. So how does that story hit you in terms of innovation, in terms of speaking up? Are you just following the crowd? If you see something, are you saying something? If you know you're meant to experience something and you're not, do you dare to be different and communicate that? If something is innovative and meant to change the world in some capacity, and you're not experiencing that, will you question it? No right or wrong. Let's look at Forceful. It's page 114. And I'll share with you some quotes. Be sure not to concern yourself with overpowering others, and be aware of the fact that power-oriented people don't do so at your expense. I resonate with that, hence why I do these videos. I want you to nurture your self-reflection, your ownership and power. Of course, it's nice to get opinions because we're all mirrors to each other. However, don't overly concern yourself with the power of others. Gather it, be with it. One more quote. That was also an unknown author of that poem. Say not, "I have found the truth," but rather, "I have found a truth." Kahil Gibran, I believe, is the author of The Prophet. Say not, "I have found the truth," but rather, "I have found a truth." So another reflection about truth and not feeling forced to take ownership for anything. So those are the stories and quotes. Here are your cards today: innovation and forceful. This creative object contraption, and the sign, one way, bees. We have like metal in that. We have metal in the pole. We have metal in the sign. We have a entity that resembles human-like, robot-like. We have the most important species on the planet, bees, helping us eat. So how does these cards connect? In what way do these cards connect? I'd love to hear your answers, whether you're watching this live or you are watching it later. How do these cards connect in general, innovation and forceful? How do they connect to your life today? I invite you to journal, to reflect on it. I invite you to talk to someone else, even to yourself in the mirror, a friend, a family. When we talk, or right. We get things out of the psyche, out of the head and heart space, and we feel relief. We feel momentum. So I invite you to do that. And after doing that, decide what the insight is. What is the biggest insight from this process? And I invite you to create an action for yourself that you can do in 24 hours, and then a week, and then a month. That is the power of coaching and showing up for yourself to evoke change, growth, as we tap into our power, health, and awareness. These are two very interesting cards, and I also can't wait to reflect, and I'll share my reflection with you later, because I want to be with this. All right, if you're curious to know anything more about Points of View, you can find Points of View Canada on social media or the website, pointsofviewcanada.ca. You can ask me. I'm a certified facilitator. Also, if you're interested in sliding scale coaching, please message me. There's a complimentary period as well for your first time. I'm also available for designing workshops for any topic and demographic. Until then, I wish you happy March, and I leave you in peace of body, speech, and mind through the chant. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.